for Short Film Saturday.
You can't hear you, dude.
We watched a movie for Short Film Saturday called Child Psychology?
Child Psychology. It was on the Blu-ray for assholes.
A movie I haven't shown these guys yet. Can't wait because it's a lot of fun for me. But it's a short film that the director made, and he also made with some of the folks that were in that film, and some kids.
And some kids, some random kids, but they look like the kids that they grew up to be.
He went out and found kids that were very, very similar to the actors. And but
he didn't credit them, so no, he was doing it on purpose to make it look like it was like real or something. But
it was cute. It was, these four kids come into their psychiatrist and they're talking about their own little problems, and then years later they have a very similar looking psychiatrist and very similar office. In fact, it's the same office, and they're all there, and they haven't been helped in all of their problems. Mm-hmm. It's just different problems, but they're all still ridiculous characters. So it doesn't. Yeah. Psychiatry doesn't really help.
Well, I mean, child psychology, I guess, is really what it's about. But like, there's one kid who's acting like a politician.
That.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say that because I'm over here thinking to myself that, oh man, I wonder if he's going to mention it. No, that was a huge what the fuck.
Yeah. He's acting like he was going to be like president someday.
I've got 10 girlfriends and I get to have sex with them whenever I want.
Yeah, and he was a kid. You should not be having sex at all at that age.
Not to mention talking about abortion.
It's not like it doesn't happen. It does.
Yeah, the lady mentioned abortion randomly and stuff, and like what his feelings are on that, and like he's like, I think women should should do whatever they want with their bodies and stuff. We're like, what is going on here?
I'm sorry. How old are you? And what the hell do you know about abortion?
They looked like they were about 12, I'd say.
Yeah, I think they were 12.
Something like that.
They shouldn't be talking about this.
Yeah, but in my school, when I went to middle school and high school, mm-hmm. we weren't even allowed to talk about abortion.
Mm.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem because it's not like it doesn't happen. And maybe if kids did talk about it, maybe they would stay away from that kind of shit.
More likely to keep doing it. That's the thing.
Well, they're already doing it.
There were 3 things that we were not allowed to talk about. One was miscarriages, one was abortion, and the other one was
corn dogs.
No, masturbation. That's what it was.
Bedhead.
Oh,
what? No.
One thing that doesn't lead to the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Anyways, not allowed. Those were the 3 things we were not allowed to talk about. So I want to know how the hell did this kid knew about abortion when I went to school, we weren't even allowed to talk about that sort of thing.
It was an interesting.
Now remember, this is the information age. Kids can get the information.
That was 15 years ago too, and that was what. So if it was 2017, this was supposed to be 2002, I guess. So 15 years earlier would have been 2002 because it was 2017. This movie came out, and it was, I don't know, like back then maybe people would talk about that. I don't know, but anyway, it's definitely a different time, a different age. And then when you see it 15 years later, the kids are still messed up. I mean, they are not. I mean, they're not children anymore. They're in their 20s.
They're adults, but
they're adults.
They haven't really changed.
They haven't really changed.
Okay, if this was like partake in like 2002, realistically, I would have been 5.
Right.
So even then, I wouldn't know any about any of that either.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, it's like the girl. She's complaining that her mom won't let her do this, her mom won't let her do that, her mom controls her life, and then later on, she's complaining that she can't do stuff because her mom won't let her have the money to do stuff, and her mom won't let her do stuff. So she hasn't really matured or gone on, and
But she knows it at least.
She knows it, but
actually, she was my favorite character of the bunch because her character seemed to actually sort of evolve. Because like with her character, she was, as a kid, I don't remember how she was as a kid. she seemed like normal, like mad about something or whatever. Then when as an adult, she's mad at her mom for basically funding her whenever she wanted and stuff, but not letting her be an adult.
Yeah, it's like she wouldn't allow her to do anything as a kid, and now she's an adult and she doesn't want to be given everything that she was given. She wants to sort of go off and make her own decisions, I guess.
Yeah. And then she asked the doctor, how did she become a psychiatrist? Because that's what she's thinking about going into.
Tell you.
And well, no, but see, the reason she gave her the reasons is because I don't wanna be your mother. You know, I don't want to help you. I don't want to mother you. I want you to learn it on your own. So the girl says later.
She said, so in the therapist's words, she said that, well, you said that you wanted to be an adult and you wanted to grow up. I'm not going to tell you exactly what you need to do. I'm going to have you figure it out on your own.
Yeah, and then she said, okay, so I'm gonna not ask people how to do this and stuff. And she's like, no, you can ask other people, just not ask me, you know, basically. And I thought that was kind of a cute moment because you saw because she even said she started crying, and I think Paul thought she was crying because she was upset that this woman wasn't helping her, but really she thought that was the nicest thing anybody has ever done for her, is to make her do it on her own.
She got very emotional because it was a sentimental moment.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that at least an adult is letting her do what she wants to do. That's not her mother, because her mother has been controlling her.
The other two characters, one of them was, I guess, a gay guy who did not. I didn't really understand.
Definitely grew up having issues with women. They didn't like him. He didn't know what to do about it.
Was he the one who called the girl ugly? And said
Yeah.
it's like my dog, and my dog's ugly.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't like them.
Yeah, he didn't like women, and then
And
so
then
we find out he's gay.
Then the other guy turns up to be a nurse, and he's scooping poop out of old men's butts.
Yeah.
Where it gets fecally impacted.
Oh my god, that was so funny. I think Lena, you're at one point were like, what? I just got what? Like, what just happened?
Okay, yeah. So I zoned out, and at the right moment that I zoned back in, they were. He was talking about fecal matter, and I was like, I'm sorry, what?
It's definitely something that'll bring you back into reality for a second.
Yeah, it was just cute because then the therapist is like, oh yeah, it's funny. You can tell people that you had a shitty day and they don't quite get it. And you really did have a shitty day. A day full of shit.
Yeah, that was cute. It was a good movie, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It was weird.
And the politician kid, I mean, he was super self-absorbed. And as a kid and then as an adult, he's still super self-absorbed.
Very.
He just doesn't see the world beyond how it impacts him or how he impacts it.
Well, yeah.
And he'll never get past it. And that's just it. You get the feeling that these people are never going to move on with their lives.
Maybe they will.
Maybe.
I think the girl has a better chance than everybody else, but no, I mean the shit guy, you know, I think he's gonna be okay. The two guys that are very into sex and self-absorbed into sex, those guys, I just, you know, especially the politician guy, I just think he was on a right track, kind of, when he felt like he would be a, you know, sort of thing. If he kind of went more in that direction, but then he started just thinking like life is stupid. There's no point in life. You know, why do I care about this? Why do I care about care? You know, you care about life because that's how change happens. That's how life happens. You start caring about where you are, what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's more than just what happens to you in your little bubble. There's a bigger world.
That's where I thought the politician stuff would come eventually, you know? I thought he was, you know, if he actually went into politics, that would have fixed his whole thing, you know?
Well, and that's the thing, is that the reason he, you know, would have done it initially was because, again, it would have been all about him, and he would have been a bad politician because it still would have been all about him. And the whole point of being a politician is that you're supposed to be helping everybody else.
That's true.
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
That is true.
That's not what happens, of course, in our world.
Most of the time, a lot of times it is self-absorbance, and it's, thinking.
But it's these type A alpha male types who end up doing that. And they might give the reason that they're helping other people, but really they're not. They're just, it's stroking their own egos and making everything about them.
About them. So I liked it. Thought it was good, but I don't know if I'd ever watch it again. It doesn't really. There's no real. At the end of the day, there's no real point. In a way, like there's no resolve. There's no.
Unless you watch Assholes first, then
Yeah,
go back and rewatch
it's
it.
got a very, very dry humor to it, and the movie,
Okay.
The Assholes is a very, very, very. It's a very dry asshole.
Oh,
Very dry humor.
Well, I guess that guy's not going to be dealing with those assholes, anytime soon. Anyway, thank you guys for checking this out. We will be back in another month, and we'll be back. Until then, everybody. Bye. Paul, this is your movie.
Hello. Is it recording this time?
Yes, it's recording this time.
Yay.
She's been checking.